You ever think a university lecture could change your life? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a regular Tuesday at Belmont University. Crowded lecture hall, sunlight creeping through dusty blinds, students slouched or half-scrolling TikTok. Wham bam. The double doors swing open with a bang that snaps everyone awake. That's the day everything went sideways. The day I watched Dr. Monica Reed get handcuffed on stage, live, right in front of 200 shocked faces, accused of drug possession in the middle of her talk about justice. Yeah, that happened. And here's the twist. Dr. Reed wasn't just any guest lecturer. She was the deputy director at the Department of Justice. And those cops? They'd just arrested the last person they ever should have touched. Monica stood tall 43, never hurried, crisp cream blouse under a navy blazer, hair up in a tight bun. No jewelry, but a simple silver watch. She had this way of speaking, real calm, just laying out facts about racial bias, making you feel like you might actually change something when you walked out. But that morning, as the two officers, Detective Grady Dunlap and rookie Eddie Torres, marched down the aisle, the whole room got that cold shower feeling. Dunlap barked, "Step away from the podium, ma'am." And I'll never forget the crackle in the air, the way Monica's hands just rested on the podium. Not flinching, not scared, just weighing every angle. Monica's eyes locked on Dunlap, her voice level, but you could hear the steel. "Is there a reason you're interrupting my class?" The big guy doesn't answer, just says, "You're under arrest, step down now." Phones came out, kids started whispering, a faculty member by the exit froze up. "What's the charge?" Monica asks. That's when Torres moves in, grabs her wrist, tries to twist her around. She barely turns her head. "I asked you a question. You'll get your answers downtown." Dunlap grunts, snapping the cuffs on with a clink. I could see Monica wince, but her shoulders stayed square, her eyes scanning the room. She knew what it looked like, a black woman cuffed in front of 100 white faces, but something in her said this wasn't her first rodeo. As they marched her down the hallway lined with old portraits, kids streamed out behind them, filming, shouting. She didn't do anything. I trailed along, feeling sick. Dunlap led her to a beat-up cruiser. Torres held up a plastic baggie with some powder. "Found this in your bag," he smirked. Monica just looked at him, calm as a lake. "That wasn't there a minute ago." Torres shrugged, and the door slammed. The car rolled through campus, past coffee shops and stunned faces, and Monica just stared ahead, jaw clenched but mind racing. I swear, you could feel her plotting something, not panicking. At Bridgeport PD, they dragged her inside, past board desk officers, through a haze of burnt coffee. The intake sergeant, Officer Gibbs, asked her name, Monica Reed. He typed it in, paused, squinted. Dunlap cracked. "She's trying to play smart. You get that sometimes with these academic types." But Gibbs frowned, tapped a few more keys, then called for the captain. "Why?" Dunlap grumbled. Gibbs just said, "We need the captain." And in walked Captain Avery Mason, hair graying at the sides, uniform too crisp for how tired his eyes looked. The second he spotted Monica, he stopped short, reading her face like he'd just found a riddle on his desk. "We brought her in, possession charge," Dunlap declared, shaking the little bag. Mason didn't look at the evidence, just the screen, then Monica, then the desk sergeant. "Put her in interview too." Dunlap tried to argue, but Mason cut him off cold. "Do you want to keep your badge, Grady?" The answer was no. Torres unlocked the door and led Monica down the hall, the whole precinct quiet as a graveyard. Inside the green-walled interview room, Monica sat cuffed, ignored, sweat and bleach in the air. Public Defender David Keller showed up, tie crooked, folder under his arm. "MS. Reed," he began, flipping through paperwork, "brought in for drug possession." He wanted to cut a deal, but Monica just looked at him steady. Unblinking, they planted it. Keller didn't believe her. Not at first. "I'm not here to judge," he muttered. "But if you want to avoid jail time, you gotta cooperate." Monica shook her head, not pleading to a lie. Keller hesitated, looked deeper, then ran her name, except what came back was nothing he could read, just a red flag. "You're not just a guest lecturer, are you?" Monica just smiled, that sly, knowing kind of smile. Captain Mason burst in, folder in hand. "She doesn't exist," he stammered. "Not in any system." No license, no faculty file. Monica leaned forward, cuffs clicking. You should have run the Homeland interface first. Mason's jaw dropped. She's federal, he muttered. Keller asked, who are you? Mason replied, Deputy Director, Department of Justice, Internal Affairs. You could hear the wind get knocked out of the whole room. Everything snapped. Mason started sweating bullets. Monica sat still. You want to tell me who ordered this? She asked. Mason tried to blame a campus tip, a call to dispatch routine. Monica's voice cut him in half. Routine doesn't explain planting drugs on a federal officer in public and not blinking an eye. That's not routine, that's rotten. She leaned in. You have 5 minutes to let me walk, or I'm calling DOJ. Internal Affairs will torch this place, and they won't stop at you. Mason called in Dunlap and Torres. Monica stared them down. This is your last 5 minutes. Dunlap tried to laugh, but it fell flat. When Monica walked past the bullpen, head high, arms uncuffed, the laughter died for good. A black SUV rolled up outside federal plates. Real deal. Agent in a dark suit opened the door. We're here to take you home, Director Reed. Monica nodded, walked out, not even glancing back. Inside, the precinct went still. Something deep had cracked, and everyone knew it. At the federal building, Monica sat in a glass-walled conference room across from the Attorney General and a stern Internal Affairs Director. You've made a mess, the AG sighed. Monica's face was stone. No, I exposed one. Internal Affairs said Dunlap and Torres had confessed planting evidence, coercing witnesses, the works. Captain Mason folded in less than an hour. The prosecutor was under review. Monica just said, it's bigger than them. AG nodded. You pulled a thread that won't stop unraveling. Then it was time for the press. Monica strode to the podium, flanked by agents. Good evening. My name is Monica Reed. I serve as Deputy Director, Department of Justice, Internal Affairs. Yesterday, I was unlawfully detained while lecturing at Belmont University. An investigation is now underway not just into my arrest, but into a pattern of abuse that has gone unchecked for far too long. Flashes went off, reporters scrambled, but Monica never flinched. Justice is not a privilege. It's a right. From this moment, silence is over. She turned away, leaving the press in stunned silence, her heels echoing through a hallway buzzing with new energy. As Monica paused a window, the city shining beneath her, I realized this wasn't just about one arrest. This was a crack of daylight in a system built to keep things in the dark. Maybe justice is slow, but today it took a step. So what about you? Is justice really served? Or is this just a headline before the next big mess? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, subscribe, and let's keep these stories alive, because sometimes it just takes one person standing up to change everything.